Hello everybody, it's Sergio with Mobility Direct. Today we're going to talk about one of the most popular upgrades mobility scooter owners ask about: converting a mobility scooter from sealed lead-acid batteries to lithium batteries. Now, if you've watched our channel for any amount of time, you already know that we've made countless videos about lithium batteries, and for good reason. They're lighter, they typically last longer, they charge faster, and in many situations, they're a fantastic upgrade. But over the last 5 years or so, we've learned a lot about the nuances that come with converting a mobility scooter from lead-acid batteries to lithium batteries. The pros, the cons, the things most people don't think about, and the things most YouTube videos never mention. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how we perform this conversion, explain the advantages, explain the disadvantages, and share some lessons we've learned from years of working with lithium battery systems. And at the end of this video, I'm going to explain why you might not want to upgrade to lithium batteries and how this upgrade can actually create a safety issue that most people never see coming. So make sure you stay tuned because you absolutely need to hear this.
Now, before we get any further in this video, I do need to tell you about our free product catalog. It's got our latest products, discount codes, and more. If you want a copy, go to our website, mobilitydirect.com, click on the green button at the top of every page that says free catalog, fill out the simple short form that you're seeing on the screen now, and you'll get one in the mail within 1 to 2 weeks tops. You can also call our non-commissioned sales experts, give them your address, and they'll process the request for you, or click on the top right-hand corner of the screen where it says Get Free Catalog.
Now let's talk about the actual installation process. In this particular conversion, the process was surprisingly straightforward. We removed the original sealed lead-acid batteries, installed the lithium batteries, connected the existing cables, secured everything in place, and performed a full operational test. One thing that worked in our favor during this installation was the battery terminal size. The terminal loop connectors that were already installed on the scooter fit the new lithium batteries perfectly. That meant we didn't have to modify any wiring. We didn't have to replace any terminal loops, and we didn't have to make any custom cables. But I want to emphasize something important. That won't always be the case. Depending on the lithium batteries you're purchasing, the terminal hardware may be larger or smaller than what came on your original lead-acid batteries. If that happens, you may need to replace the terminal loop connectors on the scooter's wiring harness. Fortunately, that's not a difficult job. In fact, we've already made videos showing exactly how to do it. If you're watching this on YouTube, we're going to put a card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen that links directly to our DIY repair playlist. Inside that playlist, you'll find step-by-step videos covering battery replacement, terminal connector replacement, charger replacement, tire replacement, controller troubleshooting, brake adjustments, and dozens of other repairs and upgrades. We created those resources because we believe owners should have access to the same information technicians use. And if you'd like even more help, don't forget about our website resources. We have a growing FAQ section. We have a mobility forum where owners can ask questions and share experiences. And if you have a technical question that isn't covered in one of our videos, simply leave a comment below. We respond to comments within 1 business day, and we're always happy to help when we can. Now let's talk about chargers, because this is one area where people get themselves into trouble. And honestly, it's one of the most common mistakes we see. If you're converting a scooter from lead-acid batteries to lithium batteries, you absolutely need to use a charger designed for lithium batteries. You cannot assume that your original charger is compatible. The charging characteristics are different. The battery chemistry is different. And using the wrong charger can create problems ranging from poor battery performance to premature battery failure. The good news is that there are high-quality solutions available. In fact, we sell lithium battery chargers that are designed specifically for mobility scooters and use the same XLR charging connection found on many factory scooters. That means you can often plug the charger directly into the original charging port on the scooter without needing to make modifications. These chargers are designed specifically for lithium batteries and feature proper charging profiles that help maximize battery life while preventing overcharging. And that's important because many scooter owners like to leave their scooters plugged in overnight. A quality lithium charger gives you peace of mind, knowing the batteries are being charged properly. Now let's talk about another thing that doesn't get discussed very often: battery balancing. I'm not going to get overly technical here because you don't need to be an electrical engineer to own a mobility scooter. But if you're running multiple lithium batteries in a scooter, it's a good idea to periodically check the voltage of each battery individually. What you're looking for is consistency. You want the batteries to remain closely matched. If one battery starts drifting significantly higher or lower than the others, that can be an early warning sign that something isn't right. A simple voltmeter is all you need to perform this check. It only takes a few minutes and can potentially help identify issues before they become bigger problems. Now, another thing you need to consider before doing a lithium conversion is warranty coverage. This is extremely important. Some manufacturers fully support lithium battery upgrades, others do not. And some manufacturers may void portions of your warranty if modifications are made to the electrical system. That's why I always recommend speaking with your dealer and checking with the manufacturer before performing a conversion. If your scooter is still under warranty, you may decide it's worth waiting until the warranty period expires before making the upgrade. Every manufacturer handles these situations differently, so it's important to understand the rules before you start changing components. At this point, we've talked about the installation. We've talked about chargers. We've talked about battery balancing. We've talked about warranty considerations. And so far, lithium batteries sound pretty amazing. They're lighter, they charge faster, they last longer, they often improve performance. So what's the catch? Well, this is where things get really interesting, because the biggest downside of converting to lithium batteries isn't something you can see. It's not something you'll notice during the installation, and it's not something most people think about until it happens to them. It specifically has to do with the battery meter. Believe it or not, the battery meter is often the biggest downside of converting a mobility scooter from lead-acid batteries to lithium batteries. And to understand why, we need to briefly talk about how these batteries behave. Don't worry, I'm not going to turn this into an electrical engineering class. I'm going to keep it simple. Traditional sealed lead-acid batteries have a fairly predictable discharge pattern. As the batteries get used, the voltage gradually drops. The battery meter on most mobility scooters was designed around that gradual voltage drop. In other words, the scooter is constantly estimating how much battery remains based largely on voltage. And for lead-acid batteries, that works reasonably well. The battery meter slowly drops throughout the day. You can see the charge level decreasing, and you generally have a pretty good idea of how much battery you have left. Lithium batteries behave very differently. Instead of gradually dropping throughout the ride, lithium batteries tend to maintain a much more consistent voltage for most of their discharge cycle. That sounds great, and in many ways it is. The scooter feels stronger, performance stays more consistent, and voltage sag is reduced. But there's a downside. The battery meter may no longer behave the way it was originally designed to. In some scooters, the battery meter may stay full for an unusually long time. In others, it may sit at half charge forever. And in some cases, it may appear to be functioning normally until it suddenly drops very quickly near the end of the battery cycle. The important thing to understand is this: the scooter itself may be operating perfectly, the lithium batteries may be operating perfectly, but the battery meter may no longer be accurately representing the remaining battery capacity. And that's where the potential problem begins, because many riders trust that battery meter. They look down, they see a healthy charge level, and they assume they have plenty of range remaining. But that assumption isn't always correct. Now let's talk about the safety concern I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Imagine you're crossing a busy intersection. Imagine you're heading back to your vehicle after a day at a theme park. Imagine you're several blocks away from home, or maybe you're riding through a large parking lot. The battery meter still appears to have charge remaining. Everything seems normal. Then suddenly, the battery protection system inside the lithium battery determines that the battery has reached its minimum operating voltage, and power shuts off, without warning. Now, before anyone panics, this doesn't happen all the time, and it doesn't happen with every lithium conversion, but it is something that can happen, and it's something owners need to understand before making the switch. What makes this particularly challenging is that many riders don't receive the same gradual warning signs they became accustomed to with lead-acid batteries. With lead-acid batteries, performance often decreases gradually. You start noticing the scooter slowing down, hill climbing performance drops, acceleration weakens. You know you're getting close to the end of the battery charge. Lithium batteries don't always behave that way. Performance often remains strong until the very end, which is great for performance, but not always great for predicting remaining range. Now, let's talk about another potential safety concern, and this one depends heavily on the scooter. Some scooters use very strong electromagnetic braking systems. If power is removed suddenly, those braking systems may engage very quickly. In some cases, the stop can feel surprisingly abrupt. Now again, this varies from scooter to scooter. Many scooters slow down gradually and predictably, but some can stop much more aggressively than riders expect. If you're traveling at a higher speed, that sudden stop can cause you to lean forward unexpectedly, and if you're carrying groceries, a small pet, or even allowing a child to sit with you, which we never recommend, you could potentially create a situation where someone gets injured. That's why I wanted to make this video. Not because lithium batteries are bad. They're not. In fact, I think lithium batteries are one of the best upgrades many scooter owners can make. But I also think people deserve to understand both sides of the conversation, the benefits and the risks. Because that's what we do here at Mobility Direct. We don't just tell you what we like about products, we tell you what people don't like too. And when it comes to lithium conversions, this is the downside that almost nobody talks about. Now, am I saying you shouldn't upgrade to lithium batteries? Absolutely not. In fact, I think lithium batteries are one of the best upgrades many mobility scooter owners can make. The reduced weight is fantastic. The faster charging is fantastic. The longer lifespan is fantastic. And in many cases, the performance improvement is noticeable. What I am saying is that you should go into the upgrade with realistic expectations. Understand how your battery meter behaves. Pay attention to your actual usage patterns. And don't assume that the battery gauge is telling the whole story. If you do that, you'll likely have a great experience. Now, before we wrap things up, I want to tell you about the next video because it's one you absolutely do not want to miss. We're going to show you how to avoid getting electrocuted when changing batteries. And yes, we're actually going to demonstrate what can happen when a battery is shorted accidentally. In fact, I'm going to show you footage of what happened when I intentionally bridged battery terminals with a screwdriver. Let's just say there were a lot of sparks. It's one thing to hear someone talk about battery safety. It's another thing to actually see what can happen when things go wrong. So make sure that's the next video you watch after this one. Trust me, it's going to grab your attention, and it could save you from making an expensive mistake. Now, before I let you go, I want to thank everyone who supports Mobility Direct. Part of every sale helps fund our mission to give back to the disabled community. We regularly donate mobility scooters and power wheelchairs to people in need. We also use those funds to help support our giveaways and educational initiatives. So when you shop with Mobility Direct, you're not just purchasing a product, you're helping us continue that mission. And if you'd like to support what we're doing, one of the easiest things you can do is share this video on your Facebook page. Every share helps us reach more people. Every share helps us educate more people. And every share helps us continue making a positive impact within the mobility community. Now, if you were paying attention, somewhere in this video I placed a hidden message on the screen. The first 50 people to spot it will gain access to an exclusive discount code that could save you big on your next purchase at mobilitydirect.com. If you found it, follow the instructions that appeared on the screen. And if you didn't find it, well, I guess you'll have to watch the video again. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you upgraded a mobility scooter from lead-acid batteries to lithium batteries? Would you do it again? Did you notice any of the issues we discussed today? Or are you thinking about doing the upgrade for the first time? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, we reply to comments within 1 business day. If you have technical questions, ask them. If you've learned something that might help another viewer, share it. The comment section has become one of the most valuable educational resources on this channel because of people like you. Again, I'm Sergio with Mobility Direct. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay mobile, and I'll see you in the next video.